You've probably noticed that many Christians today find themselves concerned and saddened by the cultural shifts that are leading our nation away from God and building walls of division between us. How the Christian principles and values that we hold, that have been the foundation of our society, are no longer welcome. And that the country many of us grew up in isn't that country anymore. To hear that the United States has now become a post-Christian culture. Now that may sound scary, but really it's intended to be a helpful description of the culture that you and I have been called by God to minister to. That as citizens of God's eternal kingdom, this is the time and the place that we have been called to be ambassadors and missionaries to live out the good news of forgiveness and grace offered to all who will hear and believe. And it's to this culture, to these people that God dearly loves, that you and I have been commissioned as His disciples to make and equip disciples who then make and equip disciples. It is from this perspective of a cultural missionary that AFLC Evangelism and Discipleship has developed this initial series of disciple equipping workshops. Workshops that will assist and equip our congregations and pastors in understanding and ministering to this post-Christian culture. Workshops that will bring members of your congregation together to be built up in love for God and their neighbor, and to be equipped to engage and minister to the community that God has placed them in, to make and equip disciples who make and equip disciples.
I have definitely learned a lot through these workshops, but I think the biggest thing was that not all hope is lost, we're not called to be, I love the statement today, we're not called to be perfect, we're just called to be faithful.
What is my biggest takeaway from these workshops? I need to be more bold in talking with others about Christ.
These testimonies are from members of 2 AFLC congregations who participated in the testing of our first workshop series, Living Out Your Faith in a Post-Christian World, this past spring. We are now ready to offer our first regional equipping workshop this fall in Newark, Illinois, and a second regional event early next year in Northeast South Dakota. We're also working to make these live streams so that congregations outside of these regions can participate with us as well. If you would like to be notified about the specific details of these and other future equipping events, I would invite you to visit our website where you'll find the latest workshop announcements and details, our monthly newsletter, our evangelism and discipleship library, and a sign-up page to receive the most current information by email. In closing, I want to take a moment just to say thank you for all that you have done for the kingdom during these difficult recent years, and especially for your faithful support of this ministry. We recognize that you are on the front lines, and we want to support, encourage, and assist you in this critical mission where eternal lives are literally in the balance. I'd also like to encourage you to prayerfully consider joining us in one of these upcoming regional events, or maybe even consider hosting one in your region. Thanks for your time, and let me leave you with this thought, that God has called each believer to be a disciple, and that our desire is to help you and your congregation effectively reach this culture and to make and equip disciples who make and equip disciples.